In today's video, we're going to discuss the pros and cons of buying a new construction home. Now, as we know, rates are high, and as we discussed in our previous video, how can we navigate the purchase of a home in this market when there's no inventory? Well, Josh has a great solution for you.
The solution we're going to be talking about today is going to be new construction communities.
That's right. And in discussing those pros and cons, we want you to be fully informed of everything that's involved in the new construction process and how it pertains to you.
One of the biggest pros you're going to find in new construction is going to be the customizability of your home. You're going to be able to choose what you like and leave out what you don't.
So when you purchase a used or a pre-owned home, sometimes you may not like the old tile with the thick grout lines, where in a new construction home, you can select whatever flooring you want without having the expense to demo the floors and then reinstall the new floors. Or is it going to look perfect? Are your ceilings going to be too low? Well, with new construction, you get to get it all right the first time around without any need to customize again.
Another great positive to buying new construction is going to be the warranties and guarantees that come included with the purchase of your home.
So typically, new construction has a 1-2-10 warranty. That's 1 year bumper to bumper, so to speak, 2 years for your mechanicals and electrical, plumbing, electrical, and 10 years for your structure. On a pre-owned home, you're not going to have those kind of warranties, but sometimes you can warrant your appliances for a small fee, which you can also get for free through the builder by simply registering the appliances. And oftentimes the air conditioned can be extended for up to 10 years just by registering the product.
Another pro to new construction is going to be new amenities.
Typically, a planned unit development, or where most new construction is located, will have community pools, community parks, maybe BMX trails, hiking trails. All of these things are going to be inside the community itself, so that you don't necessarily need to leave the community to either be afforded entertainment or even dining options.
One great pro of new construction is going to be energy efficiency.
Back in 2013, new builders were required to change their windows to double pane windows from single pane windows. This in itself creates some new efficiencies. In addition to, every single year, the SEER rating on an air conditioner unit continues to increase and increase, making that particular unit even more energy efficient. So I know that electric bills are a little bit higher today, but a lot of that has to do with the reinvestment into the new infrastructure to really help us maintain a more green lifestyle.
Another positive of new construction is going to be less maintenance. With the purchase of a new home, it's essentially coming fresh out of the box. You're not going to be looking at making additional repairs like to the roof, to flooring, or anything else that an old house might need.
We know that with used or pre-owned homes, there was always something that went wrong every single decade. So in the early 2000s, it was defective drywall. In the 90s, it was polybutylene pipes. Those are uninsurable plumbing pipes that have to be replaced before the home can be insured, and thus before the home is purchased. And before that, we had lead-based paint, asbestos, the list goes on and on and on. Well, the nice thing about new construction is you don't have to worry about any of those things, any flaking paint that could be hazardous to one's health. You get to move into a house right here today, right now, with today's luxury and comfort.
New construction is a fantastic choice for you, but it's not perfect. We also have some cons that come with new construction. One of the cons you're going to encounter is going to be limited land choices. You'll find yourself limited by the choices that the builders have out currently.
What that means is a builder in phase one, they may release 5 lots at a time, and you only have the option to select from those choices. Well, as they sell more and more homes, then the price for the next home goes up. So oftentimes it's intentional. So by the time they get to the real premium lots, they can actually charge premium prices for those lots. And it's all in the builder's plan to continue to increase prices as more homes get built. So what that basically says is, if you find a lot that you like and you're early on enough in the neighborhood, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and move forward, because as more homes get built, then the price of your home goes up, or the value of your property increases.
Another con that you might encounter with new construction is going to be completion delays. These completion delays can be brought by shortages of raw materials as well as labor delays.
One of the things that we experience is a lot of shortages in the labor market. Now, this was as a whole in the entire United States, but of course housing was heavily impacted. Now, you add political aspects to that, and that's going to create more and more labor squeeze or more labor shortages. But then we had like the COVID delays because we couldn't get windows or cabinets in for many months at a time, and thus that resulted in an increase in price. So the more that you just prepare yourself for any potential delays, you will be in a better position to succeed at what it is that you're trying to accomplish. A builder typically has 2 years to build your home, so just make sure you keep that in mind. Not that they want to get paid, because they are not paid until the home is completed. So you just want to keep in mind that their objective is to finish that home as quickly as you want to move into that home. It's just delays are inevitable, unfortunately, at sometimes.
Another con that you'll find yourself running into is going to be little negotiation room.
So new construction is heavily impacted by appraisals. And the reason that a builder does not typically negotiate on price is because that means they can no longer increase the price on the following home. So the negotiation on new construction is very limited, if at all. What we really look forward to are incentives. Can we get a rate incentives to decrease your monthly payment by $500 a month, or $600 per month, or more? You know, it could be a lot more, could be less. But those are more the type of incentives that we can complete, or maybe even decrease your cash to close by getting you some closing cost incentives. So those are all options, but the actual price that you see is typically non-negotiable.
Another con that comes hand in hand with new construction is going to be potential construction defects.
So construction defects can occur at times, but this is the primary reason why you need a home inspection, even if it's a new home. So county inspectors are paid to go and do the most basic type of inspection to just make sure it conforms to county requirements, but do they look at every single piece of truss, every single piece of wood? Do they look for mold? Are those things that they are looking for? Well, this is where your own private inspector comes into play. So typically we have a blue tape session that occurs prior to the purchase of your home, and that is the perfect opportunity to get the inspector out there. And even if your insulation that's blown into your attic is insufficient, well, we can get some of those issues addressed by just having a home inspection.
Last but not least, last con we're going to be covering today about new construction is going to be how far these new construction communities can be from the main cities.
Now, as you may know, cities have been around for many, many decades or centuries. So it's very difficult to find land because they're not making any more land in these cities unless someone buys an old home, tears it down and builds a new home. So that's more of spot building. But for these major communities, you're typically going to look at the outskirts of the major metropolitan cities because that's the only land that's available. Now, as time goes by, there's a good chance that these homes continue to get pushed further and further out. But you just want to make sure that you're comfortable at the location, or if you telecommute and it's not an issue, that's an even better situation. But you get to purchase the best home for the possible price since it's not exactly within the city limits.
Thank you for tuning in this week for Yellow Chair Chat. We are licensed real estate agents, so if you have any questions or concerns, our information will be up on the screen. Also, please leave us a comment of any other topics you'd like to see us discuss.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.